Crow Dog here. Hey, I remember this one time I was in Yucaipa, California with a friend of mine, John, and he had some other cat. I don't know. I remember this dude's name. He was from Boston. And earlier that day, these two fuckers were out working, doing some construction somewhere, and they come across a baby rattlesnake. Well, my friend John knew better. Hey, you don't fuck around with baby rattlesnakes. But this cat from Boston was like, hey, let's go ahead and fucking take this rattlesnake and shit home, and so it'll be our fucking pet, huh? I don't know what this guy was thinking, but so they do. They take this fucking rattlesnake home and shit. And that night, I cruise over to their house, man. And we're drinking beers. We're shotgunning beers. I'm young, man. I'm like in my 20s. And so I got a steak knife in my fucking pocket that I'm using. I got the steak knife in my pocket that I'm using to poke holes in the bottom of the can, right? Well, this guy's like, he's like, hey man, he's like, hey, are you a fucking man, huh? Are you a fucking man or a mouse? I go, I'm definitely a man. He said, well then, hey, I want you to reach in that fucking cage right there and tap that baby rattlesnake on the head. I was like, dude, I'm a man, but I'm not stupid. I mean, come on, I'm not fucking stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? He's like, let me fucking show you how this shit done, huh? Let me show you how a fucking man does it. So this fucking guy, Mr. Boston, takes it down and takes his cage down on top of the refrigerator and puts it on the floor. Takes the top of the cage off, man. Reaches down inside the cage and slaps the fucking, the rattlesnake on the head and shit, okay? Well, the rattlesnake coils up and shit. It's all fucking pissed off. This baby rattlesnake's all coiled up and pissed off and shit, right? Well then, this fucker is like, hey, let me fucking show you how a fucking man does this shit, huh? So fucking dipshit reaches inside the cage. Reaches inside the fucking cage, man. And sure enough, that fucking rattlesnake just stuck onto his hand right there, like right there. And you should have saw it. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody get bit by a rattlesnake before, but the fucker sticks in and hangs on. He's like, oh, he's like, fuck. Anyways, we get the rattlesnake off that fucker. He drops it back in the cage. I put the top back on it. This is back in the day before cell phones. So my fucking homeboys and shit, John's like, he's calling 911 on the phone. Anyways, he's like, oh man, I'm dying. I think I'm dying. Now, hey, remember that steak knife that was in my pocket for doing shotguns? Well, I was like, hey man. So I took that knife and shit and I fucking started carving on this dude's hand. Remember, I was really drunk. And I carved the other way too. So I carved this big X onto his hand. And dude commenced to sucking all his poison out of his hand. And I took a tourniquet. I wrapped a tourniquet around his arm and shit. And anyways, the ambulance shows up there and they take dipshit away to the hospital, which is the last time I saw this cat, man, really. Anyways, needless to say, I'm a man and I'm a smart man. And don't fuck around with baby rattlesnakes. Yeah, true story. Peace out.